Well, I'm Durene Manson, probably about 5, maybe 6 generations from Calvin.
How did you come across the letters?
Apparently they'd been nestled away in a trunk, and when my grandmother died and my father was cleaning out after my uncle went back to Connecticut, they were in a trunk, and he gave them to me and said, write a book. And so I've read and edited and tried to spell the same way he did since then. I haven't written the book yet.
Why were the letters cut through the years, do you think?
My family always has done genealogy, and I think that has a lot to do with it, because it was part of Calvin, and his folks kept them, and I think they were well read through the whole family, you know, and his and Billy's, because Billy was another Livermore, and he lived in Milo, I think.
Who kept the letters in the first place, do you believe?
Betsy, because a lot of them were written to her, and then, of course, they were something that was special to her, so her daughter kept them, and then my grandmother kept them, because they were special to Izetta, too.
Where did the Livermores live?
South Quebec, which is no longer in existence. And the cemeteries outside an electric fence, and the cows were on the outside, and we didn't go there.
Do you know what Calvin did before the war?
He was a farmer in Bradley.
Do you know any of his siblings' names or how many he had?
Well, Betsy was his sister, and I think there was 2 younger ones, and whether they were, I don't know whether, I think they were his little brothers, and I don't know who Pamelia was, and that never was satisfied, but I have pictures of Pamelia, and she's always mentioned in the letters, too.
What was his relationship with the girl back home? Did it amount to anything?
The mother of the girl wrote a real sob story to one of the relatives, and was how stricken this girl was. But I think he tried to break up with her before he left, because she was a slut.
How did his family deal with him going to war?
It was, I don't know, whether they felt that they had to do that, or, like I told you, a lot of them bought their way out of going, and he went. And I think it was an honorable thing to do.
Did his family have to make any sacrifices for him?
The story was that Betsy did, that she, and I don't remember whether that was validated in a letter or not, but she didn't buy her underwear that winter. She had boots made for him.
How many years was he in the war?
I think he went in 1863 and stayed until he died.
Do you know what level he was in the army?
He must have been something if they wanted him to man or have a troop of colored people.
Why did he not accept the role of commanding a colored unit?
Perhaps his religion. I almost think they were Friends, Quakers type, and I says, and I don't think they had that many. They were, you know, colored people around here. It was an unknown thing, and Billy wouldn't take it either, so.
What regiment was he in?
It was not the 20th Maine. You're going to have to look on the letters.
All right. Did any other family members go to war?
Billy, and he told the young ones not to enter the war.
Do you know what battle he died in?
Well, let's see. The Second Battle of Bull Run or Round Top, I think they're both about the same. I'm not sure.
I think Round Top was the 20th Maine.
Well, it would be the Second Battle of Bull Run. He survived the first one, but not the second one. And then, of course, they all had dysentery and whatnot, too. So.
And did he know any important and famous generals while he was in the war?
He used to send home his coat, because he didn't need it, apparently, and for his father to wear that winter. And the letters always were vetted, or they were sent home as before by one of the chamberlains. Not necessarily the one that was the officer, but there was 2 chamberlains. His brother was there too.
Why do you feel the letters are important?
Well, to me they're a sense of history that was not what you'd get out of most books, because he even told the kids about the armament and cited a book that was being sold at that time on armament. And I said I found it in the book to the private library here in Corinna. And that the guy that ran the Stewart, he bought the book, and it was in the library, and I did get a chance to look at it. because my dad was a Wentworth, my grandmother was a Dodge, or a Lynn, and she married a Lynn. And Betsy was a Livermore, and that was Calvin's sister. And I don't know right off quick the name of her parents.